and welcome to Coastal Living. We have a fantastic show for you all today. Now, if you're looking for an academy, a private school for your child, we're going to visit with our friends from Annapolis Christian Academy. I've heard nothing but great things, a beautiful campus, and we'll hear directly from one of the teachers what a fantastic campus it truly is. Also, we're celebrating a coastal creative. Miss Day Noel will be featured on the show today. And if you're looking for foundation repair or tips on how to maintain your foundation, we have our friends from Due West Foundation Repair in the house to give you some tips and tricks. So thank you for joining us. You're watching Coastal Living. When it comes to our children's education, we want the best of the best, and there is Annapolis Christian Academy that has been around for 30 years now. They're doing something right. I have Miss Carrie here to talk about an upcoming gala that they have to help raise funds for the school and the students, and it's something that you certainly don't want to miss, and a great opportunity to get to know the school, get to know some of the staff, maybe and the parents, and a little bit more about where you may be sending your child in the future. So it's really great to have you here today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So first, let's talk about the school itself. I think a lot of us are familiar. We've driven by, we know it exists, but what makes it unique?
Annapolis we've been here for 30 years. Like you said, we're doing something right. We are pre-K 3 through 12th grade, and we are the only classical Christian education school in the Coastal Bend.
Very cool. Okay, what exactly does that mean?
So classical Christian education, we are going to embed Christian education into everything we do, every subject. We teach Latin, and yeah, it's just
traditional, something that we may have gotten away from in today's society and culture, right? Very good. And I think I grew up like in a traditional private school as well, and I remember that structure was really impactful, and it's definitely something that as an adult, I want that for my kids. So I think it's really special to have these opportunities, and I love the idea of being able to stay in the same school with the same students from pre-K all the way up to 12th grade, which is fantastic. Now, you yourself are a part of the school, but you are also first a mother, right, of a student.
Yes.
What do you love about the school and the campus?
So I think the thing I like the most is just the community. You can see kindergarten kids and 11th grade kids across, on the same campus, and they know each other, and it's
their siblings.
Yeah, it's just a great community.
Very
and
cool.
That's probably one of my favorite things. But great kids, amazing staff, and parents. So it's great. It's my second home.
Very, very good. And the kids are happy, right? Very awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so we want to invite you to the gala. Of course, a lot of these schools, especially private schools, a lot of organizations, period, have to host these events because there are people that need some financial assistance. And then regardless, in order to provide the best education and curriculum, it takes money just like anything else, right?
Right.
So talk to me a little bit about the upcoming gala.
So the upcoming gala, so we have, we're going to be having Oh Goody Designs kind of transform our gymnasium. So we're going to be doing it on campus. And so they're going to transform our gym, and then we're going to have Saltwater Grill catering, and we're going to have an open bar, silent auction, live auction, entertainment. It's just going to be lots of fun.
Very cool. We love a fun gala, right? And how about attire? What are we wearing? Is there a theme?
So it's gala chic. So it's going to be kind of semi-formal. Yeah, it's going to be lots of fun.
Whatever you feel fancy in. So if you're interested in participating and attending, we can even sponsor a teacher table.
Yes, a teacher table, and then we also have something special. We have a founders table. So we have a lot of our founders who created Annapolis, and so we'd like to also offer them an opportunity to come and join us.
Very good. So, where can we go for more information?
So for more information, it's really easy. Our website is www.annapolischristianacademy.com, and then there's a spot on there, support ACA, and there's a drop down for supporting the gala.
Fantastic. And give us the date one more time.
So it's going to be Saturday, March 15th, 6 p.m.
All right. Whatever makes you feel fancy, we'll see you there at Annapolis Christian Academy, celebrating 30 years to make sure that we're taking the very best care of our students. They deserve it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Today we are back with our friends from Due West Foundation Repair, and today we're talking pier and beam, which I would say is a pretty good fraction of homes here in the Coastal Bend. Let's talk about maintenance, basics, and some things we may not have known about before. We've got a lot to learn.
Well, during these winter months, a lot of people, they want to close the vents that are on the side of the house. They do that because they don't want their floors to get cold and stuff like that, but it actually is not good to the overall health of the crawl space. We want to make sure we have plenty of ventilation going through there. We want to make sure we don't have any debris debris that's, causing airflow not to go through, and that kind of stuff. Another thing that we want to be watching out for is water sitting up against there. Whenever water sits up against the side of the house, it does absorb into the inside. And if you have all your vents closed, you're going to start getting a lot of humidity, mold, and moisture underneath there that will actually come up, and you'll start breathing that throughout the house.
Okay.
So we really want to make sure that we're not doing those things.
All right. And if you're in like a rental property, or maybe you just purchased a home, or you've been in this home for years, right? And you're like, oh, my foundation seems fine. My floors look okay up top. Is it important for us to get like regular inspections on our foundation if we live in a P&B home?
Yes, I would recommend annual inspections.
Okay.
Just to make sure that you're not having any kind of plumbing leaks underneath there. Make sure that you're not having any humidity. Make sure that you have the proper airflow.
Okay.
A lot of times during these winter months, people want to start adding insulation underneath there. And they want to use fiberglass insulation, which is not a good thing.
Okay.
It's actually very absorbent and will hold that moisture up against the floor. So whenever we're insulating these crawl spaces, we want to use a closed cell phone insulation.
Okay, so this isn't exactly a DIY project. You probably want to leave it to the pros. For a basic annual inspection, is that going to break the bank, or is that something that's pretty reasonable?
Actually, they're going to be free with Due West.
Oh, okay, really great. And you guys guarantee your work. Y'all have a lot of innovative strategies that you use to get into the slab foundation homes. So when you're getting into that crawl space, what are some of the other things that you're looking for when you come in for an inspection, or what are some of the most common mistakes you see that we're making besides like the fiberglass?
The biggest mistake is people closing the vents.
Okay.
That is the absolute biggest mistake. They're just not promoting any kind of airflow underneath there. You'll start to see these homes that have their wood floors buckling and stuff like that. It's all because of that. During the summer months, we're just playing catch up. I mean, we're dealing with trees, grass, shrubs, heat, everything. But during the winter months, those go dormant. So we really should be prepping that soil for the summer coming up.
Okay, good point. And again, with these water restrictions we've had, that can be difficult. So make sure you know your schedule. There are plenty of resources online with the city to find out when you can utilize that water, when you can take care of your foundation and use that drip system, which we've talked about in the past.
Yeah, Due West does have a drip system that's actually water exempt. You can actually still use it during water rationing for your foundation.
Okay, and that's something you guys can come in and install?
Yes, ma'am. All
right, so beyond foundation repair, they're just trying to keep your foundation in one piece so you don't need a repair, right? So let's be preventative as well. Get those annual inspections, get the drip foundation or the drip water, right?
Irrigation system.
Irrigation, and get in touch with our friends at Due West. They're ready to take care of y'all. They're offering a free inspection. So, I mean, I don't think there's any excuses, guys. Get in touch with them and let them know you heard about them on Coastal Living. They'll make sure they take extra good care of you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So in my opinion, the tastiest, easiest, and even fastest way to cook beautiful salmon like this is to broil it, and then make a creamy basil sauce to knock your socks off.
This beautiful broiled salmon is perfectly cooked in just about 5 minutes, so let's start with the creamy basil sauce. Combine fresh basil, parsley, scallions, sour cream, mayonnaise, salt, and pepper into a blender cup. Puree for about 30 seconds until all of the ingredients are smooth and creamy. Pour it into a serving dish, cover, and let chill in the fridge until you're ready to serve. You can even make this a day ahead if you'd like. On to the salmon. Drizzle each fillet with olive oil and season with salt and pepper on both sides. Then place the salmon fillets on a well-greased foil-lined sheet pan. Now, I use parchment paper while filming this to reduce camera glare, but you're going to see in a moment why that wasn't the best decision. Now pop it into the preheated oven on the highest rack possible and broil it on high for approximately 5 minutes. Give or take a minute or two depending on how thick the fillets are. These only took 4 minutes. And you see that smoking burnt parchment paper. Of course, that's why it's better to use foil. Plate them up right away with a generous spoonful of creamy basil sauce and a slice of fresh lemon to squeeze on top. Check these out. They're lightly browned on top, but moist and flaky inside. That's why I like broiling them.
And this creamy basil sauce is an absolute must-have. It's like peanut butter and jelly, or bread and butter, or cookies and milk. You just gotta have them together.
And you can find this recipe and many more at homewithshay.com.
If
If you're looking at buying a new couch for $800, the idea of spending $100 a month for 8 months with 0% interest might sound enticing, but research shows these kind of payment schemes are forcing people into stickier financial situations than if they were to pay for the couch fully up front.
You've probably seen these options online. You go to pay for something, and instead of putting one fat purchase on your credit card or debit account, you see this option to buy now and pay later. It sounds great, right? Why not spread those payments out without penalty and keep some extra money in your account for longer? But experts say that's how things begin to pile up.
Buy now, pay later is a modern-day version of what we used to call layaway.
According to Harvard Business Review, consumers who used buy now, pay later were 9% more likely to purchase an item, and the number of items they bought also increased by 10%. And get this, it wasn't just a short-term spike. The research looked at shopping habits of nearly 300,000 people, showing those increases persisted for close to 6 months.
It's just the need. So I think that there's not a need amongst higher income people to put off the inevitable payment that we all know is coming.
Darren Dubersmith is a marketing professor at MSU Denver and says these options are particularly enticing to lower earners. The Harvard Business Review study supports that claim, saying buy now, pay later gave spenders a greater feeling of control over their budget since costs felt more trivial. But here's the rub. The study says that feeling could also lead to overborrowing and financial strain, as those small monthly payments can add up quickly.
I think that we're just spending too much, and that's the bottom line.
The rise in buy now, pay later use has forced the government to act. Last May, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau classified these schemes as credit lenders, even though they don't charge interest. It means they need to provide the same financial protections as other lenders, such as the right to dispute a charge, as well as ask for a refund for a previously returned purchase item.
We're off to a great start, but you know, there is one experience that you have to cross off your bucket list, and that is a night with the Corpus Christi Symphony. We're going to visit with them and learn about their last show of the season and what's to be expected for the rest of the year. The perfect date night, the perfect chance to expose your children to this incredible experience at the Performing Arts Center. So stick around for more on Coastal Living.
I think the best date night here in the Coastal Bend would certainly include a visit with the Corpus Christi Symphony. The most romantic thing you could do, especially when you can catch them at the Performing Arts Center. I have Mr. Hector Guzman with me with the Corpus Christi Symphony to talk about the last show of the season. And Hector, take it away. What can we expect from the show?
Well, thank you. Good to see you again. And I'm delighted to tell you that our last concert of our season, which has been very successful, thank goodness, will feature not the whole opera, but the highlights of perhaps the most often performed opera of all time, Carmen, by French composer Georges Bizet. Now, like most all operas, this has everything. It has passion, it has love, it has tragedy. The main character at the end gets killed. I mean, everything that an opera has, this opera will feature that. We have 4 outstanding singers from the Houston Grand Opera Studio. We have a massive choir made out of several choirs in the area. And of course, our very talented Corpus Christi Symphony Orchestra. So this is a fitting finale of a very successful season. You were absolutely right. If there's really not an evening that it's, well, as you said, a perfect date night, because this opera is famous because, well, many reasons, but musically is absolutely gorgeous, has very well-known melodies. The cast is first class. You have also the very beautiful place, the PAC, the Performing Arts Center there at Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi. So the whole evening lends itself to be an exciting one, and as you said, perfect date night.
I love that. Well, congratulations on a successful season. Sometimes it can be tough to get our community to show up at different types of events, but the symphony is absolutely worth the commitment. And with that said, how does somebody purchase tickets for this event?
The best thing is just to look for us online, because you can see the chart of the seats available. and you can choose your own seats. So it's ccsymphony.org, and you can find all of the details there. So, and yes, 7:30, March 8th, at the PAC. And again, I hope that, as you said, people get excited about this and join us on our last concert of the season.
Definitely. And as you mentioned earlier, the Performing Arts Center is just the venue for music like this. So if you haven't experienced it, that in itself is out of this world. So what shows, can we allude or anticipate any shows for the next season that you'd like to tease before we go?
Oh, yes. We're very excited. Violinist Chi Yoon Kim, who was featured in this season, is coming back. And we're going to play the music of Tchaikovsky and there at our opening concert. We have a guest conductor November 15th. Michael Cavanaugh, who is a Tony and Grammy Award nominee, is singing the music of Billy Joel. February 7th. And then in April, the orchestra will be paying tribute or celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. It's going to be a fantastic season, and we're going to close with fireworks.
Amazing. Well, we are looking forward to it. Again, if you're watching and you're interested, men, if you're looking for something to spice up the date nights with your wife, this is a great opportunity to surprise her with something so romantic. And again, it's just something that could be such an emotional experience for those of us who have been to a million symphonies or not one in our entire lives. So definitely something going to cross off your bucket list, CC Symphony. So go to the website, grab your tickets, and get ready for the last show of this season and many more to come for the rest of the year. Let's continue to uplift our Corpus Christi Symphony. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Artists from right here in our community, and today's Coastal Creative does not disappoint. I am honored to introduce Miss Day Noel, who is a singer-songwriter who just recently discovered her passion for singing and songwriting about 5 years ago, which I think is so cool. So give us a little bit of your story. How did you get into music? How did it start?
So I grew up in the church. My dad was a music minister for years. My mom played keyboard like in the band at church, so me and my siblings were always around band practices, and you know, for as long as I can remember, I'm just this little girl like running around like engulfed in like music, and my passion really just started from before I can even remember. You know, I was like in front of the camera. I would put these like little dresses on and like be like swinging them and just like singing in front of the camera, and I just loved it. And my passion for writing really started. I would write like short stories, poems, but it wasn't until like 4 years ago that I really like sat down with the track that my friend sent me. Julian Reckless, shout out. He is my first producer ever. And he sent me a song, and I opened it up, and I thought it was just going to be like an acoustic, you know, version of like whatever, and it was a whole beat. So I was like, you know, let me just sit with this, and I ended up writing my first song, which was Take the Time.
Very cool.
So yeah, it's just been great ever since then. It's really a strong passion of mine, and I'm in love with it. It's a great form of expression for me.
I love it. Well, we want to follow the musical journey, so how can we support you? Where do we find you online?
So I have an Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can find me. My name is Day Noel, DAAYNOELLE. I'm on every streaming platform. You know, you can search up my name on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Day Noel, and I think we're going to put the name on there so you can see. It'll be easier to find, but just really anywhere, any streaming service.
Okay, and let's toss to our teaser for the new track that you're going to be putting out.
Yes, all on my own. I hope you guys love it.
All right, without further ado, here's your little slice of the pie, and you'll have to follow her to hear the rest of it. Check it out.
Tonight, so I'll just dream tonight. Don't leave me all Interested in growing your business? Coastal Living can help. Email us at advertise@coastallivingtv.com or scan the QR code on your screen for more information.
Show. I can't believe we're already in the month of March. This is wild. Just time's a flying, y'all. So let's make the best of it. Now, if you like what you saw and you know somebody who should be featured on the show, a business, an artist, a musician, whatever it may be, please reach out to us. You can email us at info@coastallivingtv.com. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Coastal Living TV. And from there, if you're like, what else do they have on the show? What have I missed? I love Coastal Living so much. I want more. Find us on YouTube at Coastal Living TV Corpus Christi. Tomorrow, we're featuring a new pet of the week and so much more. So we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.